What's going on, YouTubers? Just thought I'd give my iPad a shot, see what happens. At 1 minute in on the While Molyneux Truth, part 1 of 4 of his podcast series, we are given a definition of truth that runs, quote, "Truth is a fact that has been verified," end quote. Here he is conflating two issues, and that's okay. He's conflating truth and verification. And it might be weird and odd to think about verification and truth being separate, but they are. We have to think about knowledge there too. That's why you should not begin your philosophical studies, I think, with truth. I think you should begin traditionally with knowledge and think about what we can know as opposed to what's truth. Because there are many statements that can be true, but we can't know that they're going to be true until later. By not carefully analyzing truth and knowledge, it allows you to go into some crazy views. And so that's why when you're going through your studies of philosophy, one of the things you need to do is just pretend that every view you're studying is true. At some point, even if you don't agree with the view you are reading about or hearing about, at some point you have to step into that other person's shoes and pretend like you agree with them. And if you don't do that, you're not involved in the task of, right? At 2:43, he says that something is accurate or true the degree to which the concepts in the mind reflect both the existence and properties of matter, or the principles which are derived from the existence, consistency, and properties of matter. And this is problematic, to say the least. And some of my other videos discuss that, about this connection between our mind and matter, and that somehow this connection between our mind and matter is somehow so unpolluted that connection allows us to get certainty. Whereas the Kantian idea, which he's not a fan of Kant, but the Kantian idea is that, that's polluted. It's a polluted channel. We don't have any unfettered access to the existence and properties of matter. And it's Kant, for all the people that want to complain and all the hardcore empiricists that are out there, Kant is still alive. Kant is not dead. Kant is undefeated. Kant is, to date, unanswered, in my opinion, fundamentally. He gets closer, and this is kind of how you have to handle truth, but he's not handling it correctly. Later on, he says, quote, "Truth then is obviously something to do with accuracy and consistency," end quote. So he's just substituted two terms for one. If we're wondering what truth is, okay, then that's the definiendum. So the definiens that he's offering is accuracy and consistency. So he says truth is accuracy and consistency. And it's the same game. We know this game of when you look up a word in a dictionary and then it's made up of other words, so then you go to the other words, and everybody is familiar with that idea. But that's really, that's real fundamental to what it means to be a human being on planet Earth, is this phenomenon that you have when you go to a dictionary and you pick it up and you look up truth, and then it says accuracy and consistency. You say, okay, well, what do I have to do now? Look up accuracy and consistency? And the answer to that is yes. That's how it goes. We haven't found any way to really bootstrap it enough, let's say. Is the problem of qualia. So if you're interested in any of these issues, firstly, look up verificationism and just dig around, and you'll do much better in your life if you look up verificationism and allow your own researches from reputable internet sources to inform your brain than him. Look up verificationism. Secondly, look up the problem of qualia. Here we have at 4 o'clock, 4 minutes in, he introduces an issue, and then he doesn't really ever come back to it. He's talking about the color red, but he has a lot of interesting things to say there that, but look up the problem of qualia. So there's my advice there. Look up the problem of qualia if you're interested in what he's saying in the video. Stanford Encyclopedia of Philosophy, etc. There are more things to be said out here, but I'm just going to go ahead and let that stand as it is. So look up the problem of qualia, look up verificationism. Just kind of think about when people say things, how would I verify that? When I look at the color red, what does it mean to say that I see the color red? But, boy, that's a strange situation, our perceptual whatever's. So, we'll just let this stand right here. And I'm going to link later to my website, and I'm going to have a bunch of writing that I'm looking at right now. I'll have it linked to my website, and then I'll have it Creative Commons licensed. That way you can't steal it from me.